Welcome to the channel. Today we'll discuss the economy of Norway in 2025. Norway's economy in 2025 stands at a fascinating crossroads, balancing its traditional reliance on petroleum revenues with growing diversification efforts and environmental commitments. As one of the world's wealthiest nations per capita, Norway continues to benefit from substantial oil and gas resources while simultaneously managing the challenges of economic transformation and global energy transition. The Norwegian economy has demonstrated resilience throughout 2025, though growth patterns reflect both opportunities and constraints facing the nation. After experiencing modest growth of 2.1% in 2024, up from just 0.1% in 2023, the economy faced some headwinds in early 2025. The first quarter saw a slight contraction of 0.1%, suggesting the recovery from previous economic slowdowns remains uneven. International forecasts project Norway's real GDP growth at approximately 2.1% for 2025, indicating cautious optimism about the country's economic trajectory. This growth rate, while modest by historical standards, reflects the broader global economic environment where growth remains constrained by various factors, including geopolitical tensions and evolving trade dynamics. The unemployment rate presents another dimension of Norway's economic landscape in 2025. Projections suggest unemployment will reach approximately 4.2%, representing a slight increase from previous years. While this level remains relatively low compared to many European counterparts, it indicates some softening in the labor market as the economy adjusts to changing conditions. Despite global discussions about energy transition, Norway's petroleum sector remains a cornerstone of the national economy in 2025. The oil and gas industry is experiencing unprecedented investment levels, with companies planning to invest a record 275 billion Norwegian crowns, approximately $24.68 billion, in 2025. This represents a significant increase from 263.7 billion crowns in 2024 and exceeds previous expectations, demonstrating continued confidence in Norway's petroleum sector. This substantial investment reflects several factors driving the industry forward. Enhanced recovery techniques, exploration of new fields, and infrastructure development continue to make Norwegian petroleum resources attractive to international operators. The North Sea and other offshore areas remain highly productive, generating substantial revenues that flow into government coffers and the sovereign wealth fund. The petroleum sector's robust performance in 2025 provides crucial fiscal support for Norway's comprehensive welfare state and public services. Revenue from oil and gas operations continues to underpin government spending, while contributing to the nation's ability to maintain high living standards and extensive social programs. Norway's sovereign wealth fund, officially known as the Government Pension Fund Global, has reached remarkable proportions by 2025. With assets exceeding $1.738 trillion as of March 2025, it represents over $325,000 per Norwegian citizen, making it the world's largest sovereign wealth fund by total assets under management. The fund holds an average of 1.5% of all publicly listed companies globally, providing Norway with significant international investment exposure and influence. The fund's role extends beyond mere wealth accumulation. It serves as a crucial mechanism for managing petroleum revenues responsibly, ensuring that current oil wealth translates into long-term prosperity for future generations. The government's fiscal rule limits annual spending from the fund to approximately 3.4% of its total value, helping maintain fiscal discipline while providing substantial resources for public investment. Interestingly, the fund has increasingly focused on renewable energy investments, committing significant resources to clean energy projects. In 2024, it allocated €900 million to renewable energy initiatives, demonstrating Norway's commitment to supporting the global energy transition, even while benefiting from petroleum exports. Norway's central bank, Norges Bank, has maintained a cautious approach to monetary policy throughout 2025. The policy rate trajectory reflects careful balancing between supporting economic growth and managing inflationary pressures. Current forecasts suggest rates may decline toward 3.75% by the end of 2025, and potentially reach 3% by 2026, though the central bank appears inclined to move gradually. Inflation has moderated from previous peaks but remains above the central bank's 2% target. This persistent inflation, combined with global economic uncertainties, influences the central bank's decision-making process. The Norwegian krone has remained relatively weak against major currencies, partly reflecting global investors' preferences for other assets amid uncertain economic conditions. Housing markets continue to face challenges, with housing investment experiencing ongoing declines. This trend reflects various factors including interest rate levels, regulatory changes, and evolving demographic patterns. The housing sector's performance has broader implications for economic growth, given its connections to consumer spending and construction activity. While petroleum remains dominant, Norway has made substantial progress in economic diversification throughout 2025. The country has leveraged its expertise in offshore engineering, renewable energy technologies, and maritime industries to develop new economic sectors. The aquaculture industry, particularly salmon farming, continues to be a significant export earner and demonstrates Norway's ability to build competitive advantages in non-petroleum sectors. The renewable energy sector represents a particularly important diversification avenue. Norway's abundant hydroelectric resources provide nearly all domestic electricity needs, while the country has become increasingly active in offshore wind development. Government support schemes, including a 4 billion Norwegian krone budget for renewable energy projects, have helped accelerate development in this sector. Technology and innovation sectors have also shown growth, with Norwegian companies developing expertise in areas such as carbon capture and storage, electric mobility, and maritime technology. These sectors benefit from Norway's strong educational system, research institutions, and government support for innovation. The Norwegian government's fiscal position in 2025 reflects the continued benefits of petroleum revenues while demonstrating commitment to sustainable spending practices. The national budget for 2025 shows fund spending estimated at 10.9% of mainland GDP, up from 10.4% in 2024. This increase reflects both economic conditions and policy priorities while remaining within established fiscal guidelines. Government spending priorities in 2025 emphasize maintaining Norway's comprehensive welfare state while investing in future economic competitiveness. Significant allocations support education, healthcare, infrastructure, and research and development. The government has also maintained substantial support for climate and environmental initiatives, reflecting Norway's international commitments and domestic policy priorities. Norway's economy in 2025 benefits from its strong international integration while facing challenges from global economic uncertainties. As a major energy exporter, Norway remains sensitive to global commodity price fluctuations and international demand patterns. The ongoing energy transition in Europe presents both opportunities and challenges, as traditional petroleum customers gradually reduce fossil fuel consumption while potentially increasing demand for Norwegian renewable energy expertise. Trade relationships with the European Union remain crucial, given Norway's membership in the European Economic Area. Brexit's long-term effects continue to influence trade patterns, while evolving geopolitical relationships affect Norway's economic partnerships globally. As 2025 progresses, Norway faces several key economic challenges and opportunities. The petroleum sector's continued strength provides fiscal stability, but also reinforces economic dependence on fossil fuel exports. Successfully managing the transition toward greater economic diversification while maintaining living standards represents a central policy challenge. The global energy transition presents both risks and opportunities. While traditional petroleum demand may eventually decline, Norway's expertise in offshore operations, renewable energy, and maritime technology positions the country well for emerging markets. The sovereign wealth fund's resources provide substantial flexibility for supporting economic transformation and maintaining social welfare systems. Climate commitments and environmental policies will likely influence economic development patterns throughout the remainder of 2025 and beyond. Balancing environmental goals with economic prosperity requires careful policy coordination and continued innovation in clean technologies. Norway's economy in 2025 demonstrates the complexities facing resource-rich nations in a rapidly changing global environment. The country's substantial petroleum wealth provides opportunities for managed economic transition, while strong institutions and policy frameworks support long-term economic stability. Success in navigating current challenges will determine whether Norway can maintain its position as one of the world's most prosperous and sustainable economies. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.